Hello everybody, DK Guillotine here, and welcome to my review of the amazing Yamaguchi Bakugo. And yes, he's already out of the packaging. I'm not doing an unboxing because I tried to do an unboxing and review for this figure, but don't worry, I'm going to talk about why I have to do it like this in just a minute here. But first, I'm just going to say that I have some choice fucking words for this figure, but before we talk about Bakugo here, let me just quickly show you guys the box. It's the same packaging we got as Deku. You got a nice picture of Bakugo right there. My Hero Academia, Katsuki Bakugo, amazing Yamaguchi on the side. Got a nice picture of him with the powered down gear right there. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm probably not gonna be showing this in this video, so we're gonna talk about that. But we have, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'll maybe show it. I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry. We got a bunch of different product shots here. We have him fighting Deku up here, so that's pretty cool. You can pose him like that. You can also pose him like this, like in the final exam when he takes one of the gauntlets and they totally outplay All Might. Love that scene so much. Oh yeah, very, very cool. You get all the different faces and whatnot. A lot of really cool stuff, but without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Also, there's some cool little pictures, like a string of little pictures right here on this, and then you also get a same little back piece like you did with Deku, and you have a pretty cool little Kachan right there. So there you go. Let's talk about Bakugo. Fuck this figure. Let me begin by saying that I love this figure. I do. I love this figure. But still, fuck this figure, because this figure caused me genuine pain out of the packaging. I have never been so frustrated and so in pain from playing with a goddamn toy. This figure hurt me in ways I didn't know was possible for a toy to hurt me in. Let me begin by saying that I watched a ton of reviews on this figure before I got it, because I was really, really excited to get this figure. And a lot of them told me about the issues with this figure where the grenade arms would just fall off all the time. They would just constantly fall off. Well, you'll be happy to know in some ways that that is no longer an issue. They seem to have fixed this issue on this figure. The grenade arm falling off issue is not an issue anymore. Same with these pieces right here. These pieces also do not fall off anymore. If you watch any other review of this guy, you will probably hear them talk about how the grenade arms just fall off all the time, and these pieces fall off all the time, and these pieces like to pop off all the time. They fixed it. They did fix all of those little issues, well, not issues, those are actually pretty big issues with this figure. That is very admirable. However, in doing that, they also absolutely fucked it, because taking these arms off is now the most arduous and painful task you have ever seen in your life, which is why I'm probably not going to show you all of the powered down gear in this video, which is unfortunate because I like the way it looks, but it's not worth it in the slightest. Changing these arms out is not worth it. It is the most painful thing ever. And then the head. Oh my god. This fucking head, dude. If you want to change this head out, get some fucking I don't even know what kind of gloves you need, but you need some fucking gloves, because his hair is literally like a bed of knives. It is absolutely insane how sharp and painful touching his hair is. I literally might as well be poking my finger into a knife right now. It is so painful. I literally drew blood from myself. I don't know if it's still here. I literally drew blood from myself the other day from messing with this figure. You can kind of see a little bit left right there. Just a little tiny bit. It was a couple days ago, so it's mostly gone, but just a little bit left right there. I cannot believe how freaking miserable the first experience with this figure is. It is awful. Absolutely awful. Changing his pieces is nightmare fuel at first. Once you get it going a little bit, it's not so bad, except the arms. Those are still absolutely miserable. But, like, changing this headpiece out, oh my god, don't even do it. Don't even fucking do it. It's not worth it. Trying to push this piece onto this freaking ball joint while it's stabbing you in the fingers and simultaneously not going into the ball joint, because the ball joint is now a ton tighter because they made everything tighter on the newer releases of the figure. Oh my god, it's misery. It's actually misery. If you want to have the no freaking back pieces head, just pop them off of this head. They come off really, really easily. They look fine. Well, actually, no, you still have those pieces, I guess. But you can still do that, and they still pop on really, really easily if you want to have the maskless hair. Although I did forget to that. Yeah, it does have that piece right there. But still, it's worth it because popping this headpiece on is one of the most painful experiences of my fucking life, and I hated doing it so much. And I've also got to complain a little bit about another thing with the alternate head that will allow you to not have the hair pieces. These are the alternate faces you get without the mask. And I have to be honest, I really think they kind of botched these faces because they look fine. The faces do look fine. They're very Bakugo-like expressions, but these ones don't have the changeable eyes. So the eyes are stuck like this. So when you put this one on, he's constantly just going to be looking up at you. And if you put this one on, he's constantly going to be looking in this direction, which I don't like. I thought that was the whole point of the switch out eyes gimmick. And they give you a million friggin' eyes here. Like, I think this is like double the amount of eyes, set of eyes that they gave Deku, and not one of them can go into either of these unmasked faces right here. These are only intended for the masked faces, which I just don't understand what the point of that is. So, yeah, another thing about him, he comes with, this is a very strange review when it comes to my format. I just have to do that for this figure because I already unboxed it, but I'm just gonna keep rolling with it because I think it's going pretty decently. Another thing about this figure, these pieces are supposed to be able to come out. These, the grenade arm pieces are supposed to come out so that you can replace them with the open grenade arms, and then you also get the little pin right there so you can pose him activating the built up nitroglycerine sweat attack that he had in the show. For those of you who don't watch My Hero Academia, shame on you, by the way. Basically, Bakugo's quirk is that his sweat is basically like nitroglycerine, and he can ignite it and shoot it out as explosions. And these grenade gauntlets, the reason he has these is that they store the sweat in there. They store his nitroglycerine sweat in there, and then he can launch it in one massive attack that does a bajillion damage. But I literally cannot get this piece off of this grenade thing. It does not come off. I've tried. It doesn't come off. Now, to be honest, this one I'm not all that fussed about because I'm not really interested in displaying him with these anyway. So those are kind of just a wasted accessory for me. But still, even if you wanted to, man, good luck. You're gonna have to get a fucking pair of pliers or something because these are not coming off. Look how freaking hard I'm struggling. These do not come off, dude. They just don't. Also, the arms. Oh my god, I think I really do have to show this to you guys so you can just see how miserable this experience is. Getting these grenade things off, man. You know what? No, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I've already done it once. It was the most miserable thing in my life. If you get the original release of this figure with the loose grenade arms, it's really easy. But then you have the loose grenade arms, and honestly, I think I would definitely prefer this because I think I do definitely prefer him with the grenade arms over the no grenade arms right here. But man, if you want to switch these out just on the newer releases of this figure where these things are literally on there as hard as they can, look how hard I'm fucking pulling on this. Look how fucking hard. Fucking Christ, it literally hasn't even budged. It literally hasn't even fucking budged, dude. Just don't do it. Don't do it. It's absolutely not worth it in the slightest. These do look kind of cool when you get them on there, but it's not worth it, okay? It's not. So there you have that. I think that's pretty much all my natives. Oh, one more thing. So you have in the back here, you're supposed to have this hinged hair piece that goes up. Really cool idea, right? So you can move this up and the hair would move with it and it wouldn't break the sculpt if you have it right here. Problem is, thing pops off so fucking easily and never actually even goes in here. Like you can see here, you have this bit right here and it goes in like that. And look at that. What the actual fuck is this? Literally just does not go in there anymore. You can see I have it in there, but watch how easy this comes out. Watch how easy this comes out. Yeah, I don't even think that counts. What the fuck? Oh yeah, this piece. Okay, yeah, these pieces do still pop off occasionally, but less than I saw in the old reviews. So there you go. This piece basically just doesn't go on there anymore. They totally fucked that piece up. So yeah, I think that's just about everything to go over with all my big complaints with this figure, all of the misery. Switching these arms out, it basically just don't do it. The head, oh dear God, it's like a fucking saw trap, dude. Just, it's agony. It's actual agony. These pieces are so hard and so painful to stick your freaking fingers into, and you have to push on that head sculpt in order to get it in there, and it sucks. Also, oh my God, I almost forgot one more thing. The hair on this figure was impossible. It was like plastered together when I first got it out of the packaging. When I first got this thing out of the packaging, this hair was literally like glued on there. It was absolutely ridiculous. It took me forever to get it off. I did finally manage to get it off. I had to take a fucking knife and like jam it in there and then like pull it out like this. You can even see the little bit. Well, actually, you really can't. It didn't really make any, it really didn't really make much of a dent here, but it was around this area right here. I jammed a fucking knife in there and I had to fucking pry it out like a crowbar. It was miserable, dude. And I didn't want to do that to this very expensive figure that I will once again say I do really like, but there was no other way to get the freaking hair off to switch the goddamn head. Now, you also get this face sculpt right here, which is why I wanted to switch the face, because you get a very cool Bakugo-like expression here with him screaming his ass off right there. So if you want to, you can pop this piece off right there. And you can give him this. It's really easy now that I've already fucking broken the goddamn fucking super adhesive that was keeping these fucking hair pieces together. The industrial strength fucking nightmare cement that was fucking holding these pieces together. So yeah, there you have that. Very cool. I do really like the way that looks. I think I like this one a little bit more. You got a very like smug like expression right here. This is more of a die expression right there. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, I do really like the way that looks. So there you go. You can have that if you want to as well. And yeah, I know this review is kind of all over the place, but that's just how I have to fucking review this figure because I have just so much things to say about this figure. Now talking about the effect pieces, you get a lot of effect pieces just like with Deku, which is really, really nice. So you get some explosion. So you get some humongous explosion pieces right here. Now these are a little bit too big, and putting these on his hands doesn't really work because they kind of just bring his hands down, especially if you have these pieces attached, because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to attach these other explosion pieces to right there, so you have this going on, but literally, like, if you put this in his hand's just gonna fall right down, man. It really can't hold it up. Luckily, he can hold up just this piece right here, so if you plug this piece into his hand, this piece he can actually do a pretty good job of holding up right here. This piece right here, pretty much not gonna happen. I will, So you got an extra bag here which held the stand and the onomatopoeia effects. You don't really need the stand for this figure because unlike Deku, this one actually can stand up on its own. Deku can stand up on its own, but it takes a fucking miracle for it to happen. But talking about these effect pieces, because you get these little black bits in this bag here, and what you're supposed to do with these is you're supposed to use these in tandem with these effect pieces. So you plug these in to right there. Also, these are also incredibly sharp, and pushing these in here is another absolutely painful saw trap-like experience. It's awful. So another thing, literally, I bet I could actually kill someone with this. I bet you could stab this into somebody and kill them. I honestly do. So you can plug this piece into right there. And you can have also, these pieces are kind of a pain in the ass, and you have to push on the freaking extremely sharp bits. So there you go. But like I said, these are just way too heavy to hold this figure up. But like I said, luckily these pieces aren't. And to be honest, I think these are a little ridiculous anyway. I think these are a little too big to really show his power here. I think these are kind of perfect, honestly. So I don't have a huge complaint against these massive things not holding up, because honestly, I think you're going to be using these smaller ones anyway, because these are just a lot more accurate to his quirk in the show, because yeah, these definitely give me the nice vibes. And you can totally have a lot of fun with this guy. You can have him like, you could totally have him like using him like he's like using him to like propel himself forward like he does in the show, and then you can have him doing this going on right there. Okay, like I said, these things are kind of a pain in the ass to get in to the hand, but once you get him in there, they do kind of hold in. So there you go. You can have some poses like this going on where he's like flying through the air, then he blows up a villain right there, or you could get something like this going on. You could bring him back. Like, the posability is absolutely amazing on this guy, just like on Deku right there. And yeah, you can get a lot of really, really great poses with him right there. The joints are a little bit looser on him than they are on Deku. I will say that they are a little bit looser than they are on Deku. Deku had very strong joints, and Kachan here, he does have a bit of looser joints. Like, he has ball joints right here at the arms, and they're pretty darn loose. They do kind of move pretty easily, especially with these gigantic grenade things on his shoulder, on his fucking forearms right there. Now, I will go ahead and bring in Deku right here so you can see how he looks with Deku. So there you have it. Like I said, Deku has a really hard time standing up. But there you have it. There you have the two figures. I really love them both. I will say that. I really love them both. Deku is a lot more fun than this figure because he doesn't want to try, because he's not trying to kill you. Actually, kind of makes sense that the Bakugo figure is trying to kill you, but, you know, but anyway. Even though I think Deku's more fun because he's just more fun and more pleasant to play with, I do think overall, Bakugo is probably the superior figure because Deku does have a very hard time standing up. If you see there, Deku really does not like to stand up very well. Meanwhile, Bakugo really does kind of fucking style on him in that department because Deku is one of the most infuriating figures I've ever tried to stand up, man. He literally just stands up so pitifully. It is absolutely ridiculous. And this is one issue I'm genuinely going to take points off that I really wish I had talked about more in my review of Deku. He just doesn't fucking stand up, dude. It's absolutely agony trying to get this fucking thing to stand up. So that is just one little thing I will say about it. And that does give me enough to say Bakugo is the superior of the two because he does stand up and he stands up really fucking well. So yeah, is there anything else to go over here? You get these pieces right here. These are kind of cool. These allow you to get some kind of, some more like kind of, movement pieces right here. Although I think these are only really usable with the, ungrenade arms right here. Ungrenade? Yeah. So what you do with these is you, take the black bit and you plug it into there, and then you can plug it into there, and you can have him doing kind of like a swiping kind of thing going on right there, which is pretty cool. And you can also take it a step further, and you can take one of the explosion pieces right here, you can plug it onto this bit right here, so when he swipes, he has it like going on like this. I can't show this because I cannot get these fucking pieces on, and I will not put myself through that misery again. You cannot make me. So yeah, like I said, do I even need to fucking, like, come on, look at this shit, look at this shit, it's basically plastered on there, dude, so, there you go. I think with that is all the accessories. Oh, one more thing, you get the AP shot as well, which is kind of cool. So you get the AP shot, the thing that he learns in, Season 3 during the provisional licensing arc. Basically, you can take the fist. Almost forgot to show the different kind of hands he comes with. He comes with a fist hand, he comes with a kind of a grabbing hand, he comes with a thumbs up hand, and then he comes up with these flat quirk using hands. So they have that. The fist hands are what you're gonna be using with the AP shot here. So we can pop off his hands. I will say hand switching is not that bad on this figure. A lot easier than it is on Deku. Switching hands on Deku is absolutely infuriating because with Deku, he has these bits right here that constantly pop off. Also, Deku's hair. Deku's face also likes to pop off a little bit here. This is why I'm saying that I do think Bakugo is a little bit better than Deku. But Deku, these little things right here, changing his hands without these little things popping off is basically impossible. It's like an absolute fucking nightmare switching his hands. So it's really easy with Deku, with Bakugo though, because they can just pop right off. And then with the AP shot, you can plug this into right there, and you could totally get him in kind of an AP shot using pose right here if you want to. So you do that, and then you kind of move this right there, and there you go. You can have him doing an AP shot right there, which is pretty cool. That is a pretty cool little thing that they give you right there, and it does a pretty good job if you ask me. So there you go. And with that, I think that is the final one of the accessories we need to go over here with Bakugo. Let me make another quick look right here. Yes. Okay. Last thing, actually. Okay, one more thing, you get the same kind of onomatopoeia effects you did with Deku. They are different, they say boom instead of smash. I like this one quite a bit. These are pretty cool, they work the same way as Deku's where you get the stand. However, with Kachan, you only get one stand and one arm. So I guess they knew that this guy actually stands up, much better, that this guy actually can stand up on his own, so they didn't really feel the need to really give you a second stand with this guy. So I guess that is what it is. Would have been nice nice though, but you can kind of have this going on right there, which is pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. I have been able to get a couple of pretty cool shots with using these onomatopoeia effects. So they have that. And with that, I think that is the final thing. Okay, so real quick, I want to give a few more comparisons here. Here it is with my Shigaraki figure right there. So there you go. Amazing Yamaguchi. Give us a Shigaraki. Do it. I know you've already got Todoroki coming. I know that Endeavor and Hawks have also been confirmed. But do Shigaraki, because it would be fucking awesome, dude. That would be fucking awesome. So there you go. I just wanted to show that because Shigaraki is my favorite character. So there you have that. One more time in case anybody wants to see it again. Here it is with the Deku. I feel like this is definitely the most important piece right here. Very excited to get the Todoroki as well to go with these two as well. I think it's going to be an absolutely amazing collection of figures. And I will definitely get Endeavor and Hawks as well because those are awesome characters. And I bet the figures will be just as awesome as these two. Hopefully they won't be as painful as this one though. And here it is with the SH Figure Art Satoru Gojo, just because it's a really good figure. I don't know, I just really enjoy this figure, and I feel like if you don't have this figure, you should definitely get it, because it's just a really damn good anime figure. So there you go, there you have that. So yeah, those are I think the final comparisons I want to do with the Bakugo. Okay, final thoughts on the amazing Yamaguchi Bakugo. Overall, this figure's amazing. Like, this figure's absolutely amazing. I love it. I'm very happy I bought it. I really love it. It looks amazing on the shelf standing next to Deku. I love the character to death. He's one of my favorite My Hero Academia characters. A character I absolutely hated at first, but really came to love as the show went on. He's an amazing, amazing character. The design is awesome. They did a great job on the figure itself. Mainly, the only issues with this figure are just the interchangeable accessories they give him. They are agony to do. Changing the arms, man, it's basically impossible. Changing the head is one of the most painful experiences I've ever had playing with a freaking toy, dude. It's miserable. So, overall, I do really, really like this figure. I'm very happy with this figure. I really love it. Once again, it looks awesome on the shelf, but it is definitely one of the most miserable experiences I've ever had playing with a toy. Now that I've fixed it a little bit, it's a little bit better, but still changing the arms is basically impossible, and I really don't want to put myself through the pain of changing the head again. So, in all, if you want an amazing Bakugo figure, this is definitely gonna fit the bill. It's an amazing Bakugo figure. I mean, you look at it, it looks amazing. It looks like Bakugo. The accessories are good, but it's not the most fun figure in the world. So I'm warning you, if you get this figure, it's going to be a bit of a chore to actually play with him, to get him in different poses. It's going to be a challenge, definitely, but it is a really good figure. So if you really want an amazing Bakugo figure, this is definitely one I can recommend. However, maybe also look into the Figma one as well. Check out reviews of both of them. The Figma one does seem to be pretty unanimously decided as the weaker one of the figure. I've seen a lot of hate for the Figma one over this one, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of tempted to give the Figma one a try after getting this figure and finding out what a fucking nightmare it is, because Figmas are really convenient, tend to be very convenient figures that don't really give you a lot of issues, like switching out, like Good Smile, the way Good Smile produces their products is it seems like they really take into account the switchable pieces, like the switchable faces, the switchable head sculpts and whatnot, the switchable hands. It's always so easy and fluid with a Figma figure, as opposed to these amazing Yamaguchi figures where switching their pieces is like a fucking afternoon chore, man. It takes like the entire afternoon to switch one of the fucking pieces of these figures, man. So overall, an amazing Bakugo figure, looks amazing next to the Deku. I can highly recommend these figures, but like I said, you're going to have to work for these figures, okay? They're expensive and you have to work for them. So there you go. I think I've said everything I need to say about this figure. It's overall a very good figure. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you did, maybe give me a like, subscribe for more My Hero Academia figure reviews in the future. And with that being said, this is DK Guillotine signing out. Plus Ultra! Shut up, you damn nerd!